US President Donald Trump has just posted on Truth Social. He says all US ships, aircraft and military personnel with additional ammunition, weaponry and anything else that is appropriate and necessary for the lethal prosecution and destruction of an already substantially degraded enemy will remain in place in and around Iran until such time as the real agreement is reached and is fully complied with. If for any reason it is not, which is highly unlikely, then the shoot-in starts, bigger and better and stronger than anyone has ever seen before. It was agreed a long time ago, and despite all of the fake rhetoric to the contrary, no nuclear weapons and the Strait of Hormuz will be open and safe. In the meantime, our great military is loading up and resting, looking forward actually to its next conquest. America is back. Now, Amin Saikal is a Professor Emeritus of Middle Eastern, Central Asian and Islamic Studies at the Australian National University. He's also the author of Iran Rising, The Survival and Future of the Islamic Republic. He joins us from Canberra in Australia. We'll get on to the peace talks in just a moment, but the focus is getting the Strait of Hormuz and who actually controls that. It's the most contested waterway in the world right now. Now, Donald Trump there really saying that the Americans are going to stay where they are until the strait is open for everybody. The Iranians are also saying that they want to keep sovereignty over the strait. And then you have the international community, some suggesting that it should become an international waterway. It's incredibly contested. I mean, are there any real kind of geopolitical issues when it comes to who controls what? Why is it so contested?
Well, there's no question that Iran at the moment is claiming control over the Strait of Hormuz. But of course, the Strait of Hormuz is located between the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Sultanate of Oman. And my understanding is that the Iranians are in communications with the Omanis. I think at the end, then Iran will have to really adopt a position which could be suitable to the agreement that they're going to reach. I mean, at this stage, we are in the very early stages of the ceasefire, and both sides are really posturing as much as they can. I mean, President Trump is raising the rhetoric once again, and also threatening Iran that if the real agreement is not really reached, then obviously, he's going to hit Iran even stronger. I don't think this sort of threatening language can really work and can really wash with the Iranian side. And at the same time, the Iranians would like to really get as much out of the current ceasefire towards a more viable settlement as possible. But I think the Strait of Hormuz is going to remain a point of contention. So some analysts claim that under international law, it should be an international waterway and therefore open to all the traffic. But then Iranians claim that it is within their territorial water. And if that is really the case, therefore they should have a very strong leverage over who should get through and who should not, as far as the passage of ships are concerned through the Strait of Hormuz.
Now, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps has just released a map. We can bring it up on screen here. This map is a new route that is taking place. It goes very close to an island that's suggested to be quite strategic and very military. This is Iran effectively changing the facts, not so much on the ground, but in the Gulf. This is now the new route. And so this is the Iranians actually, before the peace talks, saying, this is what you've got to do. Is this going to be acceptable, do you think, to the international community?
Well, I think it's going to be very much contentious. And the Islamic Revolutionary Guard has also said that there are naval mines. There may be naval mines there, and therefore it is important for all the ships that are going to go through the Strait of Hormuz to coordinate with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard or the Iranian armed forces. And I think that's not going to be not going to go down really well with President Trump and his expectation that the Strait of Hormuz should be open to everybody and for all sorts of traffics.
Now, when it comes to the peace talks, Iran has already, in many ways, if you accept this premise that I'm going to try put to you, has already won, because all Iran had to do, Islamic Revolution had to do, was survive. And it seems to have survived to the point of peace talks. Would you agree with that?
I think that is a general assumption on the part of many analysts, and I think that is really the case, that Iran at the moment has the upper hand. President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu at the beginning set out to basically destroy the Islamic regime and to bring about regime change. That has not really taken place, and as you pointed out, the regime has survived, not only survived, but also has likely to emerge much stronger than it was even before the start of the war, and therefore I think that in the mind of many people could be interpreted as a win for Iran rather than for the United States and Israel. But that's not something that either Israel or, for that matter, the United States would acknowledge.
Amin Saikal, thank you so much for your thoughts. Fascinating.